Hello there, it's a beautiful Saturday morning and I welcome you to this edition of Feminine Scope on Ogbc 90.5Fm. The Lenten period is here and I pray for all Christians, brothers, sisters, that God will see us through and answer all our prayers. This program, Feminine Scope on 90.5Fm, is all about our distinguished ladies and women who have excelled in their chosen careers. And we do this as a way of motivating the present generation so that they can also prepare themselves for any challenges ahead. My name is Toyin Sogbesan, and I like it when you call me TS. I have another strong woman in the house. She'll tell us the experiences, what it's been like for her until she got to where she is today. My guest is Mrs. Omotayo Adeyemo, a registered nurse, midwife, and sexual and reproductive health expert. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, ma. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, TS, for having me on the studio.
I like that. Great to have you too. So let's start from your background. What was growing up like for you?
Growing up for me was quite challenging.
Wow.
Because at a very tender age of 9, I lost my dad.
Wow.
And so I was actually brought up by my mother single-handedly. We were 5 children with one mother taking care of all of us. 5. And mother got to the number 5 because she was actually looking for a male child.
Oh.
You know, the
and did she eventually have a male?
The 5th actually became the male child.
And the only boy.
And the only boy
in the family.
They are Yokpo.
Yokpo.
Yes.
Like
so it was like that. The unfortunate thing was that my mother had 2 sickle cell carriers. One actually is our firstborn, and the 4th actually happened to be a sickle cell carrier and the number 3 in the family.
You escaped it.
The second one actually escaped it, and the last one escaped it. But I guess when they were cutting, before they got married, they did not have this enough knowledge about genotype compatibility. So it affected, because my mother is such a person that is passionate about taking care of the children. So when she got to know that she's having 2 sickle cells, she had no other option than to breast up and continue to take care of. Unfortunately, my younger sister happened to pass on at age 13 while she was about to finish from secondary school. She passed away, and at that time, if I can remember vividly, I was in my first year in nursing, but some of the things that happened in my background made me add passion to take care of people. You know, when I see my sisters in crisis, it's not a palatable thing. I'm using this medium to tell anyone who is about to get married to know their genotype compatibility. It wasn't a palatable experience at all, because their crisis is better imagined. Exactly. So I had that passion, and that made me to go to science class when I was in secondary school.
Let's start from your primary school. Which schools did you attend?
I attended Methodist Primary School, Agodi, Ibadan, because I am from Ibadan.
Oh.
I'm a native of Ibadan.
Your mom from Ibadan?
No, she's from Igbajo, Osun State.
Your
my father, Ibadan.
Okay.
I was brought up in
What's your
Ibadan.
Oriki?
Akmike.
That's your name. What's your Oriki, Ibadan Oriki?
Ibadan,
you don't even know. Even me, that's not from, I know that one. Okay.
So I had challenge when I wanted to enroll, according to the story my mother told me, when she wanted to enroll, because I was quite a brilliant child, so she did not want me to stay back at home for years. You know, they will ask you age 6 or you put your hand, whatever. So when I was in the kindergarten, our own local kindergarten, yellow we will carry our slate with white chalk.
Did you use slate?
I did.
Slate,
when I was going around in the community to my lesson, whenever I'm going around, I know of a woman that actually called me professor, my professor. And whenever I get to the class, my teacher will always say, this girl needs to go to school. She's more brilliant than the other people. So my mother enrolled me in the the Methodist primary school. But when I got there, the teachers, they were like, no, she cannot start now because she's still very young.
How old were you then?
I was 5.
You were not too young to start primary?
About 5.
Okay.
So they were like, no, she cannot start. But my mother pleaded. And one woman there that actually encouraged my mother and was like a support to my mother. I said, test her, give her some things to do. 1, 2, 3, I wrote it. Recite, I did. Everything. They were shocked and they had no option than to just take me in. And I started all along in my class. If I'm not first, I'll be among the first 3, first, second, third. But because of my younger age, I could not join any prefectship because
all those ones are bigger than you and older.
They need the maturity. But in my class, they know if they want to go for competition, if they're having any debates. God so good, I inherited good handwriting, if I should say that, from my grandpa. And so teachers will always be like, oh, come help me to write this, come help me to do this. And when they see my handwriting, they say, wow, you have such a beautiful handwriting. So I moved on to secondary school, Ikolaba Grammar School, same Agode, GRA, very close to the governor's office then. And I had this experience when I was in secondary school. You know, it was during the time of Colonel Shasheneye or Esoya, and discipline was enforced. War against indiscipline and all that. Sometimes when I'm late to school, we find it very difficult to enter the class because he will send out his boys to come around the school. So there's no corner you want to go into the school. So that made us to always finish house chores in the morning because my mother would tell you just have to do house chores in the morning before you go out. She would have left us because she was in a very far place. She would leave as early as 6 a.m. But the fear of our presence somewhere around us will not allow us to abandon the house chores to go and do any other thing.
Was he strict or a disciplinarian?
A disciplinarian.
No.
Others will tell you, if your child is misbehaving, send it to Yabose. That's the name of my sister, the senior one. She will help you to discipline that child, and the child will come back well behaved by the time she leaves her house. So that's the kind of mother I had, and I appreciate her because all the virtues that she put in us. She lost her husband at a very tender age, so I think around 35.
Did she remarry?
No, she did not.
She had the all 5 of you before your father passed on?
Yes. Wow. The last child was 3 months, and then my mother said she will never remarry, that we, in Yoruba language, say, and I cherished that because she had so many people coming that we want you to get married, marry me now, we'll take care of your children. But she said, it can never be so when I get in there. So let me take care of you. And unfortunately, while she was taking care of us, my younger sister passed on. So she decided her fate that, oh, I'm just like this. And I asked her sometimes when I finished school that, were you not having the emotional pressure? And she said, she just prayed to God that God turn me to a man so that I can take care of these children properly. And she did. When relatives,
she didn't have any side man, like they would say side chick.
No.
Are you sure?
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay. She did not. She faced our church. She's a Christian. She devoted her time to the church. Even when she retired, every time you meet her in church, where are you going? Church. Where are you coming from? Church. And then to take care of us. And when my sisters are in crisis, that one takes time. And for us too, she later started petty trade so that we can go to school because relatives promise, but it's
not the same.
I
see. We can go on with your background story, but there's one that really catches my attention, and this is this issue of sickle cell anemia. And your elder sister has it. Is she still alive?
Yes, she's still
How old
alive.
is she now?
She's 1975. She will be close to 45 if my mathematics is right.
Okay.
So now around 50. Very close to 50 years.
now. Okay. So how is she coping?
It wasn't that easy. She's coping well. When they enroll them in the hospital early, the doctors, the nurses, the management team that takes care of them always educates them. And that's why it's good for them to start early. They educate them what to do, what not to do. When you think you are having sign that this crisis is coming, what to avoid, and what you can quickly use before you've been transported to the hospital. And never close your mouth that you're a sickle cell. It's not a death sentence. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's your genotype. And it's not that you are handicapped or you have any disability. No, it's just your genotype. And one good thing about these sickle cell people, I don't know, I'm still amazed, is that they are always extra brilliant. But they need to take care of their heads. And mothers, parents need to help them in this aspect, because once they are told what to do and what not to do, the parent needs to support and make the provision available.
That's on the side of those who are already having that anemia.
Yes.
But how about couples? Sometimes you almost started, and I said we'll get to that. Now that we're there, what would you advise intending couples to do in terms of this genotype? Because a lot of them seem to just, love first. Incidentally, we're in the month of celebration of love. Love is not blind anymore.
At all. It's never blind. Even if it was blind before they get into the marriage for the genotype incompatibility, the crisis of the child, the expenses that they will incur to take care of that child will open their eyes. And at that time, the reality dawns on them. And that is why it's quite essential for intending couples to take time to analyze things. It's not that you don't love that person, but your love, the strength of your love cannot bear that child groaning in pains. It's better for that sickle cell to find someone that is AA to get married to. Love is something that we can always build up with understanding. We can build it up. It may not be to the strength of that person that's actually our first love, but for the sake of that unborn child, let them get wisdom. I will advise. Intending couples, get wisdom. When you see that child in pain, I don't know, as a mother, I don't feel comfortable when I see them on the wards. When they come to the hospital, at this age and time, no one should have sickle cell. But unfortunately, record have it that Africa, we are still having it on the high side. Despite all the awareness, despite all the education given, or as people seem to take love as something that they should indulge in to get married as sickle cell. No. Some of them don't have the opportunity to grow to that older age. And when my sister died, I was having psychological problem in the school because I had to go back to school on that very day. She was admitted, I went to the hospital, the nurses were like, oh, she has been discharged, go home, they will tell you everything. When I got home, I saw my mother crying, weeping. A teenager died. The effect on me, even till this time, because when I realized how close we have been, I always tell people that I kept her picture up to date. I tell people the kind of love that existed between the two of us while she was alive. I don't know how I can describe it. So if that, I'm having that as a sister, how much more a mother who lost a teenage child? So it's not an easy thing. It's a very sorrowful thing when sickle cell passes through crisis and end up having complications. Some have physical deformity that eventually make them to have this withdrawal syndrome from the society. And people that always discriminate sickle cell carrier, they should stop it. It's not something that we should stigmatize them. They are up and doing. They are always good when they don't have pain. It's only when they have this crisis that we see them as being weak, or they are always strong, very strong. They even dare to do things that we think we are fit, we think they cannot do. They dare to do it, and they do it well. So when they have the crisis, I don't think a mother will be able to stand it.
I'm tempted to ask some questions, but it's not about your sister now. It's about you. So I just want you to analyze what brings about sickle cell. Some of us are still very ignorant. Is it about AS and AS getting married? Is it about SS and AS getting married? Is it about SS and AA getting married? What exactly? So that anybody listening to us now will know that, okay, AS and AS cannot get married. Even parents can now, tell their children that if you must fall in love before it starts or before it deepens, look out for this.
Yes, we have different genotypes, and we have the AA, the AS, the SC, the AC, and the SS.
There is even SCAC.
Yeah, we have. Anyone that has S has we call them carrier, sickle cell carrier, whether AS or SS or SC. And most of the time, because of the sickle shape of that cell, it blocks the flow, the normal flow in the body system, and at the point, because of the blockage, it creates sort of inflammation, swelling, and they begin to feel pains. And even the SC, the C carrier too, also because there is not a normal shaped red blood cells, and it gets destroyed earlier than the normal red blood cells. So they have the tendency of having jaundice and some other things that they always exhibit. Now, if an AA marries AA, good. Genotype compatibility, very good. Because they will always have AA, which are non-carrier of sickle cell. If an AA marries an SS, they will have sickle cell carrier, but as AS.
Okay.
So the AS people, because of the hair that is there, the genotype hair that is there, they are always being able to manage. They don't fall into crisis. If an AS tell you that, oh, I'm feeling some pain now, maybe headache or whatever, allow her to take some rest and water rehydrate, she'll be fine. But if SS marries AS, is a very wrong. They are incompatible because of the sickle
wrong
cell.
combo.
Yes, it's a wrong combo. And if SS should not even dare to marry SS. No. SS should not dare to marry SC. No. AA are the best set of people that a sickle cell carrier can get married to. My dad and my mother did not do the genotype test before they got married, and the love continued. Unfortunately, when she had the first child as the SS, that was when their eyes got open. But fortunately, she had 2 AA and 1 AS and 2 SS.
Oh. Where did the AA come from?
Because she is AS. And my father was AS. So myself, the second born and myself, we picked the AA genotype.
Wow.
Assuming she had the first, the second, the third, as sickle cell carrier, all their fortune will be spent on these children. Because we call them Owolabi. There is no how the parents will not spend money. So if intending couples are planning to get married, do you have enough money in your account to even take care of these children? They should think about it. It's not all about love. It's about the future of that unborn child. Even if you say you have this love, think about the future, the life of the unborn child that you want to bring into pains. She's innocent, for goodness sake. She doesn't know. You are the one that came together and you decided to bring that child into pain, into unpleasant things, because as it is, people still stigmatize them. So after pain, some of them, because of ignorance, their parents will tell them, because you don't live long, don't go to school. We still have it in our society. So, oh, you don't live long, you have short lifespan, stay at home, learn trade, and do this. Somebody that is aspiring to be a very good engineer or medical or whoever in the future, and you now withdraw that child from school because of the genotype that she did not determine. You were the one that determined this genotype for this particular child. It's very unfair.
Very, very unfair. Wow. I'm feeling it even within my system, the way you are coming out. And I think it's an eye-opener for parents and for those who are listening to us at this time. Now back to you. You decided to go into nursing. You have told us one of the reasons. How has it been being a nurse?
Wow, thank you. It's wonderful. It's something that if I come back in the next word, I will still choose nursing, because nursing is just the best for me. Wow. Initially, I thought I want to go into medicine, but having gone through counseling, someone just counseled me. She asked me some questions, and the way I do treat my sisters and all that, she said, are you sure you want to really go into medicine or nursing? Unfortunately, at that time, because I was this sharp girl on the street, not the wayward type, but brilliant. People know me on the street where I lived right from my tender age, so they know me. And my mother does not want me to stay at home. She doesn't want me to stay at home. She said, even if you will go for your medicine, still take this school of nursing form. Go and stay somewhere. Go and do something. When I finished my junior work, she enrolled me in hairdressing shop to learn.
To learn a vocation.
So that I will not just stay at home, learn this vocation and do something with your life. Don't just
so you learn hairdressing?
Yes.
But you have natural hair on you?
Yes.
Why is that?
I was retouching my hair before, but later I decided to
go natural.
Seem natural.
As a nurse, why have you not japa? Let me use that word, japa.
Some of us still have passion to take care of Nigerians, and so painful the way we're being treated and the remuneration and all that, but we still have the passion to take care of people. But if I'll tell you tears, anybody that has opportunity with japa.
If you have the opportunity, will you do that?
Even the broadcaster with japa.
No, I've asked you a question. Don't throw it back at me. If you have I'm old, I cannot japa again. If you have the opportunity, you are still young, will you do it?
I will.
You will?
I will. To go and learn things from them and bring the development back to the country. Wow. I'm not jackpying to stay there forever. To learn some things and bring the development back to my country, because it's not that so many people want to stay there forever. So many want to go there, learn how they do their things, and come back to do the same in this country.
Thank you so much. The program is still Feminine Scope on Ogbc 90.5 FM, and my guest is Mrs. Omotayo Adeyemo, a registered nurse, midwife, sexual and reproductive health expert. And we said a lot about your profession and the passion that you have for the job. Let's take a personal angle, and that's about your own husband. You are AA, of course. And how did you meet your own husband? What's his own genotype?
Is it called AA?
Oh, lucky you.
That's it.
What's his name?
Olufemi Olusegun Adeyemo is his name. We met in a wedding program of his sister. The sister happened to be a friend to my own senior sister. His own younger sister happened to be a friend to my own older sister. Because of the relationship between herself and my
your own
sister,
elder sister.
So she picked me to be part of her bridal train, and when I was doing my own thing jejely, I don't know that this man was actually looking at me. At the time he came to me, he gave me drink. I said, I'm fine. Not knowing that he was trying to... And unfortunately, we exchanged then. I did not have any mobile phone, so we exchanged email. I gave him the wrong email. I didn't know.
Was it deliberate?
It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't. I was in a rush. I wanted to catch up with the vehicle that would take me down to Ibadan, because we met in Ile-Ife. One day, something just prompted me that it's like you gave this person a wrong email. So I sent message to him on his own email, and he responded almost immediately. I said this man was already there asking. I started working. I was in Lagos. He also was in Lagos. So he said, I thought you were in Ibadan, so you are very close to me. I was in Nogba. He was in Ojodubega. So, and that was how we started. He came, we proposed, and we prayed about it, and we started the courtship. But one thing I appreciate about him is that he's a man of wisdom. Because I grew up with my grandma at a point, and my grandma usually speak proverbs away. And whenever my husband say one thing, he will put proverb. I'll be like, this man. I will ask him, relate it very well, explain it better, even after this time. Okay. Whenever I say something, I say, even the children will be like, Daddy. It's been like that, and I enjoyed his affection, his love towards me. We are here with 3 children.
Oh, we thank God. How many boys, how many girls?
2 boys and a girl.
Lucky you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you unwind? How do you do it? Are you a social person? The way I see you, you don't look like a social person. You are not. I'm
not. I'm introvert to the core.
But the way you are talking, it shows that you are exposed and all that.
A side of introvert, you don't study introvert properly. A side of introvert will make you think this person is an extrovert. During my course of growing in this profession, I've had opportunities to come on here severally, and so it's one of the things that made me to love nursing. You have the opportunity to educate people at any opportunity, even in the marketplaces.
Do you know that I'm just looking at you closely now? Is it not the Feto, some of BB?
The person where Sabi.
This is you.
Sabi the person where Sabi where sit down.
Look at me. You have changed. So this is you.
Yeah.
Now the person where Sabi. Feto, some of BB already.
And my very co-presenter.
Don't mind that one, no. That one, don't mind that one. That's Temilade. She's my producer. Yeah. It's great to see you
Thank
again.
You so
great to see you again.
You.
So if you are not the party type, would I now ask you what type of music you listen to? You must still have a choice.
I listen to gospel music most of the time. I love a cappellas, slow music that can lead me into worship. That's the kind of music that I listen to that can make somebody to go into worship steadily.
Can you sing one for me? Let's go.
It has been you in my life. It has been you in my life.
I know
It has been you in my life. Oh Lord, it has been you in my life. It has been you in my life. It has been you in my life. Oh, Ọlọ́run tó lágbára, òṣùbà rẹ̀ máa rẹ̀ òṣùbà rẹ̀ máa rẹ̀
It's been nice having a chat with you. So great and refreshing too. On a final note, your advice for this generation?
My advice for the younger generation is to seek God and stay with God. Whatever anyone will be in life, what will be, will be. But when God is on our side, it helps us to achieve it on time. When God is there with us, it gives us direction, it lightens our path so that we can see clearly and not to divert. So that it won't be like somebody going to Lagos State and first of all took the route of Ore before linking and going back to Lagos State. When God is there, seeking God, and also let's have these attributes, these good virtues, these good morals, so that we can uphold the standard all through. Most young people think that having everything rush, no. Slow and steady will still get there. And also, the younger generation should try and solve better.
They should calm down.
They should calm down. The way we do things, the way they think about it, the way they reason, sometimes you imagine, why are they doing this? But I just think about it that we, the other generation, we are not yet doing enough. And that's why I appreciate this program, to enlighten the younger generation about where these people are coming from, where they are now. You too can still get there without going through crooked ways. So that's just my advice for the younger generation.
Thank you so much for finding time to be on this program.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So this is how far we'll go on today's edition of Feminine Scope on Ogbc 90.5 FM. Again, my guest has been Mrs. Omotayo Adeyemo, a registered nurse midwife, sexual and reproductive health expert. I also thank my producer, Temilade Tichani, ably assisted by Fumilayo Akintoye. My studio manager is Bukola Olatunji. My name is Toyin Sogbesan. You call me TS. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good morning.